Rampant inflation, rising crime, soaring gas prices, a nation on the brink.
Florida was a refuge of sanity when the world went mad. We stood as a citadel of freedom for people across this country and indeed across the world.
While our nation struggles.
Well, that is an ad from the newly formed Ron to the Rescue Super PAC. They'll reportedly begin airing ads next week in Iowa. DeSantis has been the focus of the Republican Party since his dominating re-election win in Florida. But former President Donald Trump has taken aim at him, calling him Ron DeSanctimonious and an average governor. But an old tweet from Trump resurfacing. This is from March of 2012, and we have it. It says, Ron DeSantis, Iraq vet, Navy hero, Bronze Star, Yale, Harvard Law, running for Congress in Florida. Very impressive. Again, that from 2012. This coming as former Speaker of the House Paul Ryan says not anyone named Trump, or he says anyone not named Trump can beat Biden in 2024, making that clear there. But DeSantis trying to bring the party together ahead of a very important Senate runoff in Georgia this in December. Miami correspondent Leonardo Feldman joining us live this morning with where DeSantis is weighing in on his party divisions. Good morning, Leo.
Well, Sean, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is front and center in media conversations after his massive re-election win last week. And just yesterday, we know that he was asked if he believes there will be a GOP civil war for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination.
Quite frankly, this election, okay? People just need to chill out a little bit on some of this stuff. I mean, seriously, we have this Georgia runoff coming, which is very important for Republicans to win that Georgia runoff.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump has already gotten ahead of potential Republican presidential hopefuls by launching his 2024 presidential run earlier this week. Trump and DeSantis are among the most popular Florida residents. I actually asked Floridians who their preference would be if DeSantis enters the race.
I like both. I can't say I have a preference. I like both.
I think I prefer right now Trump, just because it's a very tough time in Washington. And I think even though DeSantis is a great governor and is very qualified, I think he has more time to be president. He's a younger fellow. And I think Trump will put up a good fight to win what needs to be changed in Washington.
DeSantis.
Right.
Why? Because he's less controversial. He's not as brazen.
And I think DeSantis is a very good candidate, but I think he should serve his term and then run after Trump runs for another 4 years.
And several new polls, including one from YouGov, show that DeSantis is actually now the favorite to win the Republican nomination in 2024.